This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
So, funeral. We went to a funeral on Monday, right? Harry Tyler.
Yeah, you know, we're going to get pretty sick of each other. We're spending a lot of time together.
Okay, guess what? No show next week.
But actually on Monday we saw each other, but it was only for a few seconds because we arrived separately to the funeral of Harry Tynowitz, our friend.
Which the turnout much better than you and I are going to get.
It was a packed house.
I had a park like 4 blocks away.
It was like a who's who of Chicago media and us. You know what I mean? It was like they were all there.
But they put the fun in funeral.
They did.
I mean, that was a fun funeral, right?
Yeah, Spike Manton was particularly hilarious.
Yeah, we'll play a little bit from him. But while I was there, and since I know your eulogy proficiency, every time I go to one of these things now, I'm like, what would Rick WWRT? Like, what would Rick think about the eulogies?
Yeah,
I thought Spikes was fantastic.
Spikes was a home run,
and Harry's daughter was
very good.
Are yours like what? Well, tell me your critique. I mean, you're kind of an expert in the field.
I don't like to critique.
That is absolute bullshit.
I don't like to publicly critique.
Oh my God. Every conversation I have with you, I went to Uncle Horst's funeral.
That's not true. That is not true.
Anybody other than Harry died this week that you had a funeral?
No, this week was the only funeral I went to. No, I thought they were all quite good. All of them had funny lines, and all of them had some emotional elements to them. And
I don't think I've ever been to a funeral where the guy who died is getting roasted.
I know. Well, apparently, you and I did not go to the luncheon afterwards. They had a microphone set up at the luncheon, and apparently it was a free-for-all, which,
Harry would have wanted it though.
He would have. He probably also would have wanted us to do Minutia Men, which is what it's time to do right now.
The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie production on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
And speaking that you were at a Jewish ceremony.
I was
a couple of days ago. Cue the Nazis in the news jingle, please.
Did Dave really find another story about Nazis?
Another one?
Heil hikers, Nazi cosplayers take a wrong turn at Switzerland. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Me? I'm not one of them.
Roughly 25 men dressed in Nazi Wehrmacht uniforms raised alarms in Switzerland.
Excellent pronunciation.
Switzerland over the weekend as they hiked across the Wildhorn Massif. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been there?
Sure.
Really?
If it's in Switzerland, I've been there.
The group made up of participants from various European countries, mostly Germany and the United States, claimed that they were taking part in a historical reenactment. But local hikers weren't buying it. It was like The Sound of Music, one witness said, if the Von Trapps had goose-stepped into Switzerland on purpose. Police tipped off the day before, caught up with the group on Saturday. The officers requested they remove their jackets, which all featured swastikas and other Nazi-era insignia, to prevent any public confrontations, which they actually did.
Oh, so that's good.
But they did. They continued on their walk. Now, granted, we don't know if they put back the jackets on.
Yeah.
While I don't believe the police.
Right, just had them in the backpack, in the rucksack.
Now, though the group insisted they weren't seeking attention and had deliberately strayed away from the urban areas, their fashion choices told another story. You don't accidentally dress like the villains in every World War II movie, said one local. The Swiss government is currently considering legislation that would outlaw the public display of Nazi symbols and coded references like 88 and 18.
Oh, now they're going to take a side? Now,
right.
80 years later?
Where were you 80 years? Oh, no, we're neutral.
Neutral. Who could pick? The Nazis or the Americans?
Drink our cocoa and eat our chocolate. We don't care.
Who could make that choice?
But I found a song that I think is actually pretty apropos to the times that we live in.
Yeah.
So with how polarized our world is. And why don't you play this little song?
All right, here we go.
Everyone I don't like is literally Hitler, literally Hitler, literally Hitler. Everyone I don't like is literally Hitler. Let's have a look and see. You got Donald Trump, PewDiePie, and Pepe the Frog. Hand signs, free speech, follow Godwin's law. Pro-life conservatives, grammar police, white men, YouTubers, people who eat meat. Yeah, everyone I don't like is literally Hitler. Everyone except for me.
It's pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad.
And it goes on. What is the name of the artist?
Rusty Cage.
And he's got like 1.7 million hits or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good one.
So if you are hiking in Switzerland, wear a Cubs jersey.
You know, a little known trivia. They mentioned the whole Von Trapp thing. At the end of Sound of Music, which I forced you to sit through once.
Right.
The
hour and 20-minute movie that you told me it was. Yeah.
They escaped to Switzerland, right? And they walked through the mountains. Of course, where they're coming from in Austria, the only mountain that they would be, walking up and escaping through is into Germany.
So they'd go back. Huh?
So they showed them climbing this mountain, but they would have been going the wrong direction. They would have been going into Germany. There you go. There's some trivia for you. It may ruin the movie for you.
Well, it's like,
and it may not.
This is totally unrelated, but have you been watching The Bear?
Oh yeah, I love The Bear.
It's great, but they'll show background and they'll be in scenes, and they're in a totally different place than they should be.
That's true.
But
that's true.
Like the L train goes the wrong direction, or
right?
But
it's close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
It's close enough. All right, Dave. There's a whole world out there that we don't know that much about. It's the world of collectibles.
Well, hold on here. Yeah. You've got a little thing with snow domes, right?
I do. I collect collectibles.
Okay.
But I really have kind of lost the will. As I get older, I don't care. I want to just get rid of a lot of the stuff.
I'm not even buying you snow domes anymore when we go anywhere.
They won't even let you take them on the airports or in the airplanes anymore because of the liquid in it.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, it killed the whole industry. They don't care about the little snow dome manufacturer somewhere up in upper Wisconsin who's spending all day putting those little white flecks in there. I mean, they don't think about those people. But anyway.
Thanks, Donald. Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And I think it was George Bush. We'll go back there. But the most valuable collectibles, it turns out, are created by a man named Jenkins.
And are you serious?
Well,
okay.
Sort of.
Okay.
All right. Let's listen to that.
When you're on the job and you're not doing it right.
Jenkins! Time now for Dave to share stories of employee screw-ups.
Jenkins! It could only be Jenkins with Rick and Dave. Jenkins!
Yeah, Jenkins is a bad speller.
Okay.
Right? So there's an article out this week that I just saw that lists the most valuable collectibles because they are mistakes.
Screw-ups, yeah, okay.
And these are misspellings, and some of these are just gold. And for instance, in 2013, the Vatican issued a commemorative medal in honor of Pope Francis.
Okay.
But had to recall it after 6,000 had already been minted, after it was discovered that the word Jesus was misspelled as Leesus. Now, that's bad, but if you got one, $3,000.
Okay,
it's worth $3,000. There was a record, Love Me Do. Everyone knows that Beatles song, Love Me Do. They had 250 promotional copies they sent to radio stations. The copies listed the artist as Lennon McArtney with no double C, just McArtney with a capital A, misspelled. Those are worth $19,000.
Jesus. Yeah. Leesus.
Right? Yes.
Leesus Christ.
Yes. But here's my favorite. At the beginning of the 2013 season, Notre Dame fans who should have looked a little more closely at a 50-ounce Fighting Irish souvenir soda cup they purchased against a game against Temple because the cup said,
okay,
Fig Thing Irish. instead of fighting Irish. It transposed the G and the T. Fig thing Irish is what it said. Now, not to offend our Notre Dame alum listeners, but I love that happened at Notre Dame in particular.
Those sanctimonious bastards.
Do you know how you can tell a Notre Dame alum? Well, you don't worry about it because they'll tell you.
No.
You know, how do you get a Notre Dame grad off your front porch? Well, you pay them for the pizza. I kid. I love Notre Dame. I was on their side when they wanted to stage the nativity scene around Christmas time last year. Turns out they couldn't find 3 wise men or a virgin. Hey-o! Sorry, that's it. I love that Jenkins adds value to collectibles.
So I may have told this. I'm sure I've told this story before. My friend Paul Applebaum.
Yeah.
Okay. One of his clients was Joe DiMaggio's lawyer, whatever. There was some fame. There was a guy, whatever. And Paul's job for like 2 days was to certify every bat that Joe DiMaggio was signing. Okay. And I can't remember if he was Joseph DiMaggio or Joe DiMaggio. I don't know how he usually signs it, but on 3 bats, he screwed up and put the opposite, either Joseph DiMaggio or whatever. Paul's got all 3 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually, maybe I don't know how many. I'll make that up. But so in his whole, and he was sitting next to Joe DiMaggio for 2 days, just watching him sign bats.
That's awesome. So, you know, I have a snow dome. We were talking about snow domes. That is my prized possession. That was put together by Jenkins, probably in China.
Okay.
It is a nativity.
Do Kermit the Frog saying Jenkins in Chinese.
It's a nativity scene with, Jesus and Mary and the baby Jesus. Joseph and Mary and the baby Jesus. And then it's a music box. And so when you twist the music thing underneath it, it plays Chicago, Chicago, that toddling town, which I think is because it's close to Christmas in Chinese, CH. Chicago. I don't know how it happened.
Chinese intern,
but the Chinese they don't celebrate Christmas. They don't care.
No.
So it meant nothing to them.
In this country, they celebrate it because that's when all the Jews go and eat at the restaurant.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that.
That was the
connection.
Hey, we got a review. This comes from Bustin' Your Balls.
Okay.
On Potable, 2 middle-aged hypochondriacs.
Hey.
Hilariously overanalyzing every weird ache and twinge.
Hey.
Like it's a life or death mystery. Perfect for anyone who's Googled symptoms and freaked out.
Nice.
Real nice. Bustin' Your balls.
Wow. Yeah. Ouch.
I actually have a rash. You want to
I don't want to see it.
I really do, and I'm getting a little concerned.
I've had chest pains. All right, here we go. It's time for another feature.
Have you really?
Time now for Studio Walls.
And the words of the prophets were written on the studio walls.
Where are the chest pains?
Right in the center cavity of my...
Really?
Yeah.
How long have you been having them?
Occasionally. It's nothing to worry about.
All right.
Everything's fine. So, Studio Walls. This week, one of our friends, the previously mentioned Spike Manton, was celebrating a birthday. He actually had to deliver the eulogy to Harry Tyno for Harry Tynowitz on his birthday, which he turned into a joke.
Of course.
It delivered it perfectly. But we've had Spike on this show, and Spike is an interesting guy. Mm-hmm. He is
cynical.
Incredibly cynical. But also funny.
Very funny. And he's really, he's not going to listen to the show because I'm sure he thinks
he does. Yeah.
He's really a lovely guy.
He is. Yeah,
in a really mean, cynical way.
Don't tell anybody that. Here is a little clip of Spike talking to us about one of his fondest memories that he had with his old pal, Harry.
So Harry and I were the afternoon show when ESPN Radio started in Chicago, ESPN Radio 1000. And we were the flagship for the White Sox at the time. So the White Sox games were on our air. And so we were in the locker room all the time, every day, hanging out. This was 2000, the year that they went to the playoffs out of nowhere.
Jim Parquet, right? Jim Parquet. Burley was in the bullpen, wasn't he?
Burley came up that year. Mark Burley's story coming up. So this was the Kids Can Play ad campaign but who knew they really could play?
Right.
And so we're in the dugout locker room hanging out, and they actually let us do our show on game days from the dugout, which wasn't usually allowed within an hour of the first pitch. So we were sitting in the dugout on headset radios, just looking out over the game, people warming up, getting together, broadcasting. One of my favorite broadcast memories, just a really simple thing, but just being that close to something that I'd always been, so far away from as a small town kid and just revered so much. Professional baseball. Oh my God, it was the greatest. And the park. And so I love that. So those guys that we got close to that year, Paul Konerko, Kelly Wunsch, Bobby Howry, Jim Parquet, Jose Valentin. So KJ Riddles, comedy club on the south side of Chicago. We go to the guys and say, look, we'd like to do a show, a comedy show, have you guys out. And it's, we'll call it Comic Relief Pictures. It was when Comic Relief was getting to be big. And we'll donate the money to charity, and we'll have a show. And 8 of them came out.
Wow.
It was September. So it's an off day in September.
In a playoff
pennant
push.
race. Pennant race. 8 guys get in limos, come down to KJ Riddles, did like dumb game shows. I wrote stand up for Jose Valentin. We wrote song parodies for Kelly Wunsch. I mean, it was a ballistic night. And I have pictures there of like Konerko with this stupid Family Feud game helmet on, playing against Bobby Howry. And now I just look back at that and think, I don't know when that would ever happen again, even in an off season.
Yeah, it won't.
Right? Is that crazy?
That's awesome.
That's great. I just love the vision of you, with your headset, sitting on the comfy dugout cushion, just looking out on a beautiful summer afternoon,
Right.
That's a hell of a job. That is great.
That was I love that. And that night with the White Sox players down there, and those people that showed up that night, I mean, it was packed, of course, because the word gets out on the south side. Anything White Sox,
Sure.
It's not hard to fill up 250 seats in a heartbeat. It was crazy. Just a stupid ballistic night that will never, ever be replicated. I still don't know how it came to be.
Spike either lied in this or at the funeral, because he said 9 players showed up at the funeral. Right? So we'll have to figure out
he could have been in. Maybe he added one over the years. Maybe there's a minor leaguer who eventually
came up, maybe, or whatever.
All right.
Or this is a complete bullshit story.
It's not. It's not, because I almost went to that thing that night, but it was on the south side. That's a long drive for Rick.
Hey, I got another story here.
Okay.
This comes out of Russia. Can you do a Russian accent?
No, not really.
Texas man joins Russian army to earn respect. Gets lied to, and he's sent to the front line instead of a welding job.
What are the odds of Putin lying to somebody?
Texas native Derek Huffman believed he'd found the perfect escape hatch from what he saw as the growing wokeness engulfing the United States. Tired of the cultural battles over gender, sexuality, and politics in Texas, he decided to uproot his entire family and move to Russia, a country he viewed as a bastion of traditional
value. I got great news.
Got a job.
You know how much you love borscht?
Right. Hoping for a fresh start grounded in conservative Christian beliefs, because, of course, Russia is known for their conservative Christian beliefs.
Famous.
Traditional family roles and a rejection of LGBTQ plus rights and progressive ideologies. Derek signed up for Russia's new Shared Values Visa program. There is a program out there.
Yeah, no, I know.
That you can... It's called Shared Values, and you can sign up and you can go to Russia.
I strongly encourage anyone who believes all these things that he believes to go.
Right.
I strongly encourage you to go.
So he goes there. He joins the Russian military to be a welder.
Sure.
Right. And then after 3 weeks, they say you're being transferred to another department.
Right. It's called the front
lines. Right. So he is now there on the front lines, and his wife, Deanna, is posting YouTube videos, and right now they have no idea where he is.
That's
and I don't.
Not a happy ending to that story.
Not at all. But there are some fun Russians. right?
Yeah, there's tons of them.
Well, you got the video of Yakov Smirnoff, right?
Well, okay, there's one.
Okay,
there's one. Would you like to hear some of it?
Yakov Smirnoff is pretty important in our lives. I mean,
Yeah.
he was huge in the 70s and 80s or the 80s?
80s, I want to say. Yeah.
Yakov Smirnoff. Why don't we play a little funny Russian, a fun Russian?
Okay, here we go.
Thank you. Hi. Hi, my name is Yakov Smirnoff. As you know, I'm originally from Russia. Thank you very much. But I'm an American now. Yeah. It is great to be an American. Only in America can pizza get to your house faster than the ambulance can. Only in America, lemonade is made with artificial flavoring and dish soap made with real lemons. Only in America, you walk into a bank and you see a vault door open and they chain down a pen. Only in America, every football game starts with them flipping a quarter. And then for the rest of the game, the whole crowd screams, "Get the quarter back."
Oh, see, there's a good one. Yeah, you get the idea. Yakov Smirnoff.
How big could Yakov Smirnoff
He's got a theater in Branson, Missouri.
Does he really?
Yeah, and that's where he lives. And
that's what he does at show?
That's where he
We
does
should try to get
every
Yakov
day.
Smirnoff.
You want to?
Brandon, try to get Yakov Smirnoff on the show.
We'll see if we can do that. All right, I have a story for you. Now, I think I've talked about this, and our friend Ball Buster, or whatever his name was,
Busting your balls.
Busting your balls. He'll like this because I'm about to complain about a little.
How's the chest pains right now?
I have a hard time sleeping at night.
Okay.
And
chest pains?
No.
Okay.
It's been a problem ever since my radio days. I think I screwed up my system so badly. In those days,
do the gummies not work?
They're working a little bit.
Okay,
they're working a little bit. They get me asleep, and then I wake up, and then I can't. Anyway, one of the things I do when I can't sleep now is I watch reruns of Match Game.
With Gene Rayburn?
With Gene Rayburn.
With the long mic and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
And it is such a great show. It is my favorite show in the whole wide world.
Which could not be played now.
Oh, my God. So first of all, the hosts and the panelists are always drunk, or at least often drunk. Rayburn openly hits on the contestants. He's like, "Hey there, honey. Oh, look, wow, that shirt's tight.
Exactly.
A lot of
sure is cold in here, huh?"
Stuff like that. If they make a stupid guess, he'll go, "Boy, that was stupid," or, "Okay, dummy, let's see what the panelists say." I mean, he really does say stuff like that. So it's an absolutely awesome show. So anyway, I was watching it the other night, and it may have been the gummies that you gave me to help me fall asleep that made me think this. But I started thinking, you know how all of the blanks at the end of the Match Game, they say, blah, blah, blah.
Big Bertha was so big.
Sucking my blank. Or whatever, never quite that bad. But every one of them could be considered dirty or naughty. Right. It's the first thing that gets into your mind, right?
And Charles Nelson Riley always.
And there's always, the first thing you think of is like, okay, bad word.
Right.
Which they can't obviously do on TV. So I started thinking, what about now with AI?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you do like classic Match Game setups,
and how would AI
answer it? Does it go right to the dirty, or is it like other things? Well. So I actually have 3 of them here that I've done just for this week, and see if you can guess along with.
Now, are these real?
These are real. These are real Match Game
setups.
Questions, setups, and real answers by AI. Okay. All right. Harvey Rosenfeld was talking to his neighbor in the front yard. He said, "Charlie, my wife was so hungry yesterday, she said, 'I'm so hungry I could eat blank.'"
Okay, sure.
All right. Now, did AI guess you?
Yeah.
Did they guess the answer, I could eat you?
Right.
I could eat more?
Yeah.
I could eat a horse? Or I could eat the gardener?
Okay.
Which one did AI guess?
The gardener.
A horse.
Okay.
All right, so that one's kind of innocuous, right?
All right.
Here's another one. I tell you what, time really flies. For instance, my baby is growing up too fast. How fast is she growing up? Yesterday, I saw her blank.
Okay.
All right. I saw her
Menstruate.
standing there.
Okay.
I saw her smoking.
Okay.
I saw her clubbing. I saw her on Instagram.
I don't know. Instagram.
I saw her standing there like the Beatles.
Oh, the
song.
Beatles. Okay.
All right. Another
Okay.
perfectly
All right.
innocuous.
So you are giving multiple choice to the AI?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
No, I'm just leaving it blank and seeing what AI says.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
And this last one is this is the last one. Little Louie was completely nude. I never would have believed he has a giant blank.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Did AI guess a scar,
Okay.
giant scar, giant dimple, a giant problem, or a giant penis?
Problem.
Penis.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So after number 3.
1 out of 3.
Okay.
One out of 3. And then it gave me this little piece of information. You might be surprised to learn that studies show that the average erect penis length is between 5.1 and 5.5 inches, according to Healthline. While there can be a significant individual variation, a 2014 study found that an erect penis of 6.3 inches falls into the 95th percentile,
Wow.
meaning that only 5 out of 100 men have a penis longer than that.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
Conversely, only 5 out of 100 men have a penis shorter than 3.94 inches. So what you consider giant might, in fact, be quite rare in reality.
Great.
Thank
right?
you.
Very nice.
Yeah, I thought that was quite...
You know what? I am not a 1%er. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not a 5%er.
Well, anyway. So we have another feature that we haven't really named it. We're not going to name it because
Well, basically-
we can't be bound by naming.
Well, basically, it's people telling us what we've said is wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Let's go to that right now.
Time now for Rick and Dave to open up that e-bag of email.
So I have basically 4 emails saying all the same thing.
Okay.
All right. So thank you to Jim, Colleen, Mark, and Dan.
Okay.
All of whom
What did we do?
gave me a variation of, "Hey, Rick, you said Hitler." Which I somehow said in last week's show. I listened back to it.
That was so hilarious.
I had no idea how Hitler's name popped out of my mouth while talking about Shakespeare, but it definitely did.
You know they're two different people, right?
Yeah. Definitely
Wait a second,
embarrassing.
I've never seen Hitler and Shakespeare in the same room together.
So probably early onset dementia, but my apologies to everybody. I don't know how that happened. I didn't bring in a Hitler story, and let the record show Dave did today, and including a song about Hitler.
But I didn't, while I was talking about Hitler, I did not say Shakespeare.
That is a good point. The other thing that we've been doing is we've been paying tribute to people who passed away this week. This week there have been a couple of them. For instance, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah, I know.
From
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Cosby Show.
yeah.
He was only 54 years
Drowning,
old.
right?
Yeah, drowned in Costa Rica.
And another guy is like really bad off, like his friend or whatever. He's like in critical condition.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, there's another.
Connie Francis, famous
that.
singer from the 50s and 60s. She passed away. She was 87. But the big one this week has to be Ozzy Osbourne. What an important character in our lives, in our lifetime.
Well, and he just performed 2 weeks ago or something.
I know, and they called it the last concert, and I thought, well, that's kind of gutsy calling it the last concert, but it turns out it literally
truth in
was.
advertising, Rick.
Yeah. I don't know how he did it because it was a very long concert, and he was up there the whole time.
Was he any good? I have not heard any of that.
I haven't heard it either. But the thing that's from a Chicago
Yeah, of
perspective,
course.
the thing that Ozzy really touched us with was the worst performance of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" that ever happened at Wrigley Field, and that's really not in dispute.
Yeah, it's horrific.
Ditka
sucked.
Ditka Ditka got all the words right. He just said it really fast, and there were a bunch of them that have sucked. Let's be honest. This one. All right, let's just play it. This is Ozzy Osbourne from 2003 at Wrigley Field.
Texan and Ozzy Osbourne.
All right, Chicago. I want to hear a real crazy crowd start singing with me. Are you ready? Are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go out to the morning. Let's go out to the river. Take me every lesson to. I don't remember what I have to do. Run out of the garden. 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Yeah. He was gone 22 years ago. You know what I mean? That was 22 years ago that he did that. Yikes.
Yeah, I think he may have had a little alcohol problem.
He might have done a little bit of damage over the years.
R.I.P. Ozzy.
Yes. Yeah. There will never be another Ozzy Osbourne.
When we were seniors, that Crazy Train?
That was
like the biggest,
huge.
like right around our graduation.
It was senior year.
Yeah, it was right around graduation that came out.
Yep.
And
and my cousin Robert, he was a big Black Sabbath fan, so I always heard, growing up, I would hear, Paranoid,
Sweet Leaf, and
but anyway, we'll miss you, Ozzy. We will miss you. We have another show. We don't talk about this often, but there's another show that we do called Minutia Men Celebrity Interview, and if you go on there right now, do you know who you'll find there, Dave?
You're going to see one of our authors, or you're going to hear one of our authors, Dr. Fletcher, David Fletcher.
He is the guy who co-wrote Chili Dog MVP, and this week, Dick Allen is being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
A day after tomorrow, we'll have our last friendship thing. As friends, because we'll have 20 hours in the car.
That's right.
Going back and forth. So we had a good run.
We did.
So we're going to the ceremony.
We are. And we'll talk about that in the show. He also talks about his other book that he wrote for us, which is Joe Jackson versus Chicago American League Ball Club, which is the transcript of the Shoeless Joe Jackson trial from 1924.
So if you're a dean at a law school, this would be a great textbook.
Yeah. And especially since this past year, Major League Baseball has forgiven the Black Sox. Right. And we get into that with Doc, and we also talk to him about Buck Weaver, because he's very close with the family. Anyway, that's all out there.
John Cusack, who played.
John Cusack, it's all out there. Check it out.
John Cusack once lent me 50 cents for a payphone at Kingston Mines back in early 90s.
Payphones, kids, are these things that used to be on the walls at public
and he lent me an 8-track tape, too, and a little thing of liquid paper. It was the weirdest thing. Hey, Dave, do you need my Rolodex?
Rolodex is a thing where it has all of the phone numbers. We should thank people. We have people to thank. Let's thank them all.
Tony Lasano. Thank you, Tony, for being our executive producer extraordinaire. Ed Silla, saw him at Spike's.
Oh, did you see him?
Yeah, I saw him at
I didn't
Harry's
see him.
funeral. Ed Silla, who distributes us. Thank you very much.
We also would like to thank Doc Fletcher for coming on our show, and thank the
Yakov
Smirnoff, but also the people at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and the Dick Allen family for inviting us to the ceremony. We cannot wait. It's going to be incredible. And we'll be back next week.
I don't think next week.
Are we going to take off next week?
Yeah, because we will not be speaking with each other.
Okay, that's true. So we'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll give you the whole report of everything that happened.
Maybe we'll do a show next week. All right, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
All right. But it's what is the name of the show?
This is Minutia Man.
Well, thank you. See you.
Wow, that
Kill
was
my timing on that.
The proceeding was a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Find our other great shows on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at RadioMisfits.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?